Good morning, it's day one of the Larford Silverfish Festival. As you can see, not great conditions, the sun's trying to come out, but it's forecast all sorts this week. For those that you don't know, it's a 4-day competition. It's going to be done on section points. Originally there were 44 anglers booked on, which meant 4 sections of 11. It's going to include Match Lake. Apologies for the rain on the camera, better get used to it. And lowest point over the 4 days is going to win the contest, simple as that. Silverfish only. Carp are not going to count in any shape or form this week. Last year they count for £1, but it's not going to happen this year. So there's going to be 1 section on Match Lake and 3 sections on Specie Lake, and we're going to rotate through the 4 sections over the 4 days. I'm down here with Martin Edis and Richard Vaughan, so I'm trying to involve them this week, just so you can see what their approaches have done this week, and you know, how they're progressing through the contest. Like I said, there's 44 anglers booked on, but I've just had a quick word with Phil Briscoe, and he says that he's had 1 or 2 actually book off, so he's going to redo the pegging, I think, and hopefully over the next 10 or 15 minutes everyone's going to come now down to the draw so he can see how many's booked on, so he can sort the pegging out. It's going to be a tough week. We've just seen the weather forecast. It's going to deteriorate this week. It's going to go really cold tonight, apparently. The wind is going to get up as well, and there's going to be rain and even sort of a bit of snow apparently over the next over Tuesday and Wednesday. So yeah, it's going to be a real test. But like I say, myself, Richard and Martin, we've got an approach. I think it's right, but there are tweaks that you're going to have to do throughout the course of each session, and that's where you're going to have to keep your bottle, I think. And hopefully the wind and the weather's going to put off presentation for the pole anglers as well, because our approach is mainly around the feeder, so that's what we're hoping for. So we're going to nip in now, just find out exactly how many's here, have a look at what pegs Phil's going to put in, and we're fishing later today. We're going to fish 12 wild 5, and then the remaining 3 days we're going to fish 11 wild 4. So it's 12 wild 5 today, just to give everyone a chance to pay on for the entry for the full week. And Spud Murphy's running a super pool as well, so that'll be some extra money to pick up as well if there's any results along the way. So that's it. We're just going to go find out how many anglers we've got booked on, and hopefully we get off to a good start. So I'll speak to you a bit later.
Andy Bennett! Where's maggot? Australian CBDA.
I was on one of the draw bowls helping out on section C, so by the time I got to draw my peg, my good, there was only 2 tickets left, 1 for Martin, 1 for myself. Martin's drawn, what you drawn, Mark? What you on, 20? 24. Martin's drawn peg 24, he was on 28 yesterday, that you probably saw in the other video, and I have been left with that. Now if somebody said to me, you're going to B section, where would you want to be? That is where I want to be. I'll stick my neck out. I'm really confident in that area and the approach that we've got. So that's it. We're fishing 12 till 5, so we've got a good hour spare after tackling up. That's it. We've got the approach. There's no wind blowing at all. We were hoping the wind was going to get up just to deter the pole, the presentation of the pole anglers. But you know, that's not the case at the minute. It might change. The sun's coming out as well. So hopefully a cumulative. We've got decent draws. Richard's on the end peg on the match section A. This end nearest the island, so he's not, like I say, he's on an end peg, so we don't know if that's going to be a benefit or not. But like I say, it's a lot of miles from yesterday. It's flat calm, there's fish topping everywhere. So yeah, I'll speak to you in about an hour or so. 2 hours in. I'm not sure if you can hear me very well because of the wind. As you can see, the weather's deteriorated a little bit. It's a real struggle. I've only got, after 2 hours, I've got 4 skimmers. There's odd fish caught further down to my left. On my right is Sophie. Sophie, I think she might have 1 or 2 fish more than me, but the average stamp of mine seemed a little bit bigger. Other than that, I've just seen odd fish caught further down, which is in my section down to my right. So a bit concerned because the system that I'd got, that I've come here with, it's not working. It works for the first 30 minutes. I've caught 3 fish, but then I've gone over an hour now without a sign. Generally, it looks like it's a struggle everywhere. Other than that, we can hear the lads in the match lake behind us. Matty Piller's just behind me, and Grant Albert and Phil Briscoe, all these 3 pegs behind me in match lake, and it sounds like there's a few carp being hooked as well, which is what they have suspected would happen. So I'll be going on that short line very shortly, so hopefully there'll be a few fish settled on that. Right, well, day one it didn't quite go to plan, but as you can see from the footage from the weigh-in, I caught a few fish. Plan A didn't work, I've got to be honest with you. The first 30 minutes it seemed to be the answer, and I caught 3 skimmers in the first 30 minutes, and they were better skimmers than those caught around me, so I was doing alright. But then the peg's just gone, that was on my 30-metre line. It's just gone. Bites have just I don't know where the fish went, I haven't got a clue. So from probably 45 minutes in, I've just kind of had to just chase it, really chase it. And the key thing that's happened is throughout the day I really caught fish in ones, and a couple of times I caught 2 in 2 chucks, but that's it. There's really been single fish all day, which was really concerning. It's concerning now for the rest of the festival. But the noticeable thing was Sophie on my right, who was also in a good area. We always know there's you feel there's a pocket of fish there somewhere. She's fished a really tidy match with the pole. She's not really caught much on the feeder, but she's fished a nice tidy pole match. And what's been noticeable is she's caught fish in runs. So when she's gone on her pole line after an hour and a half, she's had like 6 fish in 6 drops, and then it's gone quiet on her, so she's topped it up and gone back on the feeder for 10 minutes. But then every time she's kind of returned back to a pole line, she's had another run of fish, 5 or 6. So from that first spell when she went on it after an hour and a half, I hadn't been on my short line at that stage. She's been very difficult to catch, to be honest. Even when I've caught 1 or 2 fish, I've always kind of been a couple of fish behind her. My short line came quite strong in the last hour. Not as strong as I thought, but the other key noticeable thing was how small the average stamp of fish was. Usually on those pegs there, you're going to get a few 2 and 3 pound fish mixed in there, and there was only a couple yesterday. There weren't many in that stamp. A lot of them were averaging about £1, which is, I don't know. But I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a mixed thing or, but everybody there's caught fish of that stamp. Even Spud Murphy, who ended up third in the section, I beat him by a couple of pound. He's had a lot of small fish as well, but he's mainly used the pole as well. So anyway, going into day 2, I ended up second in section, which certainly keeps me in contention to win the contest on a 2. Obviously, depending on the next three results, but anything can happen. Sophie won the section. Spud Murphy was third. So elsewhere around the lake, Richard drew terrible. It was always going to be a concern on Match Lake, and just off the island there was big concerns about going to that lake without a pole, and it really, I think that's been evident yesterday. And he's had £10 odd on the feeder, but he's hooked loads of carp, which don't count, and F1s. So that's really, it's a rubbish start to the contest. Nobody wants that, but anyway. Grant Albert in that section ended up second, so he's on 2 points like myself. I'm not sure about Matt Pillay. I don't know if he was 4th or 5th. Elsewhere on the lake, the key catch was Andy Bennett, who was in C section, the top end. He was around about peg 26, 28, somewhere like that on Spessy Burr. He's won the section with £30, which has been a split section with the pegs opposite, which could have an impact later on in the week. So Andy's on 1 point. We're just going to head off to the draw now for day 2. There's been a little bit of confusion over the actual rotation, so when I spoke earlier about what sections I were going to be in for the rest of the week, I think that may change now, but I'll not go into that right now. But so it's day 2. We're obviously hoping for a nice steady draw, and I'm just going to try and keep up there really. Martin, my wingman, he ended up 4th in our section. He's had about £17, so he's had some decent skimmers as well, so it's a decent start for him. But that's it now, so it's day 2. Going to go and get a good one. And just to make things a little bit more colourful, I'll come out to the van. Who's looking at me down from the bridal suite? Look at that, eh? He says he's just been for his run. I think he says he's done 3 miles. Oh, he's been across river. He says he swam across the river. That's why he's having a flag to get his breath back. So we're going to go and get a flyer. Right, it's day 2 and section C, and I've got to fancy my draw today. I've got to be honest. Drawn peg 52 on Spessy on the Shallybank. Good weight came off this yesterday, £30. I had no idea how we fished it. I don't know who it was either, but they're obviously in the area. I'm not sure if they were pole fish or feeder fish, I don't know, but I really fancy it, I've got to be honest. Section wise, 3 pegs over on the Spessy Burr. This is a split section unfortunately, but there's 3 pegs there. The key one over there being Spud Murphy. He's drawn the end peg. Cracking all-rounder. He was 3rd in his section yesterday, so we'll just have to see how it goes today. So there's 3 pegs over there and the rest are over here. I've got Mark Turner in the white cap just there, who I was at the side of yesterday. I'm on 52. Next one is Martin, my wingman, Martin Edis. He's drawn the next peg. He's got the pole up today, so he's going to cover all his options. First thing that's hit him is how deep it is. It's really deep there. I'm not sure what it is, 10, 12 foot, I'm not sure, but it's deep. So then the next one down is Sophie Hurlo. I was at side of yesterday, who won the section. So good. It's a good area. I fancy it for some fish. Fishing here, it's the way that I fish it is very much a system. So it's been the same every day so far, and I think it will be every day. So quick look at the kit, a bit unorthodox. I haven't brought a roost, so I'm just using the upturned wheel kit. 3 Legend Slims, as you can see, 3 Legend Slims. All we aqua's 4,000 reels. I've got 2 with braid on, they're for the 30 metre line, and then I've got another one set up with mono on, and that's for my short line. This is 15 metres and those 2 are for 30 metres. They are just a duplicate of each other basically. If I get any problems with any rig problems, anything, it just means I've got a duplicate set up so I can quickly just get back out there and carry on fishing. The shorter line's mono purely because a lot of the fish you catch on a short line can be a better stamp, and the mono gives you that little bit of cushion on the bites and when you pick up. So that's 15 metres. I'm going to bosh it with the old Fox Warrior 10 foot. That's there all ready to go. That's got a 5,000 reel on it, but it doesn't really matter on the reel. Nice large feeder. I'm going to put a pint of ground bait in on that to start with about 50ml of loose offerings, dead maggot, dead pinky. I'm not going to feed any pellets. Carp don't count, and I don't really want to encourage them with pellets. I certainly shan't be fishing with them on the hook, so I can't see the point in putting them in. And that's it really. I mean, kit wise, just the usual setup. Got the bait brolly with all sorts of bait cover. We got all sorts of weather coming this week. A lot of the changes I made yesterday actually resulted in fish, and that's really how I caught all the fish, just by making changes all the time, just odd fish. So I'll be doing that again today if I'm struggling. But yeah, really fancy the area, really fancy it. So I'm going to feed that short line 15 metres with a cage. That's what I did yesterday, and I'll probably be doing it for the rest of the week. And then I'm just going to work that 30 metre line, hopefully, for the first hour and a half, 2 hours, to give fish a chance to settle on that short line. But it'll be interesting to see what Martin catches on the pole next to me, because he's using the same mix and everything as me. So that's it, plenty of time to set up, which is nice. So I'm just going to have a little wander, say hello to a couple of people, and I'll check in with you in about an hour or so. Right, a quick summary on day 2. I wanted to do this summary while it was just fresh in my mind yesterday, but I was just unable to because the conditions were horrendous. You know, there was mud everywhere, it was windy, rainy, it was horrible. But to cut a long story short, the plan just didn't work. It's not worked for 2.5 hours, and I've kind of had to gamble on trying to catch bonus fish. I've drawn next to Martin Edis, my travelling partner, and he's had 3 times as many fish as me. He's caught fish on the pole. Next to him, Sophie Hill was there, she's caught on the pole as well. After 2.5 hours, I was just really, I had my head in my hands. I didn't know where I was going. To summarise, I've spent time and been really patient on that short line at 15 metres. Experience of this lake just kind of told me that in that area there are some, 1 or 2 better fish on that short line, and it was a good peg anyway, and I just had to hope that they were going to turn up. I've ended up with, I've only had 15 bites all day, which was terrible. It's the worst I've ever had on here, but I've had 15 bites all day. I've ended up with 11 fish. Going in right up until the weigh-in, I thought I was looking at 4 points. I thought Martin had beat me, and I thought Sophie had beat me, and I was pretty sure Spud Murphy on the other bank on the end peg had beat me. But as it turned out, the 11 fish I've had have really weighed well, and I've ended up with £24, and I've actually won the section. I couldn't believe it. but it just shows that, you know, sometimes you can be a bit selective with those larger fish if you feed that inside line a little bit negative. Anyway, so I won the sections. That's put me on 3 points now after 2 days. That's put me second overall, and Jordan Holloway's doing brilliant. He's had 2 section wins, so he's first leading the festival going into day 3. I'm second overall, which I'm incredibly pleased with. I thought I was going to be, like I said, 3rd or 4th in that section, but to win it was fantastic. It's now day 3. I've drawn a good area again. I'm over in D section and I'm on peg 64. Nearly forgot then. Peg 64. I'm next angler along is. I won't walk up there because there's only 2 minutes before the off. I've had loads of visits behind the peg today, so this is a little bit rushed. I do apologise. I'm on peg 64. Spud Murphy on that side, and this side I've drawn next to my wingman Martin Edis again. He's going to fish exactly the same as he did yesterday, and I expect him to catch a lot of fish on the pole. But you know, there could be small fish. I'm going to go with the same plan again. I'm going to have one line at 30 metres. I'm going to start there, and then I've got a line that I'm going to feed at 15 metres, and I'm hoping to catch on the 15 metre line. I've got to just kind of hope that they're going to be better stand fish. So that's it. It's going to be calmer as regards wind today, so the pole anglers should have a better day today presenting the bait. And day 4 tomorrow is going to be a big dilemma, but I'll speak to you about that later. I've just got to kind of keep the dream alive. I've got to kind of try and get a first or a second to be ideal today. So that's it. I'm going to kick off and I'll give you a report, you know, an hour or 2 into the match. So yeah, going to get some bait out now and smash it up. can't believe how well that went. I've drawn a good area again. I mean, within those 3 pegs we fancied it there. I had Spud Murphy on my left and my good mate Martin on my right. I've ended up with £44. It's actually won the section, which is brilliant, and it's actually gone on to win the match, which is even better. That's a nice added bonus. So we picked up money on the super pool there as well. So we've won the match. More importantly, it's got me 1 point again, which has won the section. I've had to feed that inside on a little bit different today from what I did the previous day. 50ml of loose offerings in there as well, but I've also put 150ml of chopped worm in there as well, which I think's held those better fish. And that's it really. It's put me on 1 point, fantastic. So it's put me on 4 points total going into the last day. Jordan, who was winning the competition, he's had a bit of a blowout, bless him, so he's ended up on 6 points today, so he's got 8 points. So I'm leading the festival, 4 point total, and I think if the information's correct, I've got a 3 point lead over the person who's in second place. Great position to be in, but today is going to be the real test. We're on Match Lake. This lake's never been in this festival before, and it's completely different. All week it's been pole. Nobody's won anything on the feeder, and it's been a massive concern of mine all week. I'm actually borrowing a pole for today because I haven't brought one with me. I came to fish the feeder, but it looks like you need a pole on that lake. So a big massive thank you to Martin Harrell, who works at Larford, who's kindly loaning me his pole today. So that's it. But as it turns out, it's blowing an absolute gale out there. I'm hoping that's going to play into my hands and stop a lot of the pole anglers from putting a big weight together. I'm hoping I can get by on a short range feeder approach, which is what I'm going to start with. But obviously, thanks to Martin, I am going to have a pole set up as well in case I've got to go down that avenue. But like I said, the wind's really strong. We haven't got to the venue yet. We're going to set off in 5 minutes, and I'll probably know what it's going to be like. They say it's going to be the same all day. No rain, but wind. So that's it. That's my approach for today. I'm going to go into a nice cage approach at 15 metres, and I'm just going to feel my way into it on that and keep my eye out on what's happening around me. But I'm going to have a pole set up at about 13 metres, but less than that if the wind forces me to do that. So that's it. I just don't want to make any mistakes. Like I say, I've got 3 point lead, and that's it. Just final day. It's going to be a mega test today, but hopefully a top one, first or second in section might be enough to secure the win on the festival. So that's it. So I'll get the camera down on the bank today. Like I said, it's going to be windy, so sound's probably going to be rubbish, but if not, there'll be definitely some footage, even if I've got to put some music over it for you. So that's it. So I'll see you down on the bank. Right, I've drawn peg 48 on Match Lake. It's blowing a gale, like I say. I'm already set up over the peg. I've just come back to the van for another landing net. So I've only got the carp one with me, and I think we're going to be catching lots of small fish today, so I want to be as quick as I possibly can if that's the case. It's a bit windy, it's very windy, it's blowing a gale out there, so that's going to affect a lot of the presentation for the pole anglers. Martin Harrell has been an absolute superstar and lent me his pole for today, and a couple of top kits, which is incredibly kind of him. Thanks again for that, Martin, if you're watching. And you know, I'm going to obviously cover that if that's an option. I'm going to kick off with a feeder, however, a little cage feeder at 15 metres. Give it 15-20 minutes and just see what kind of response I get, and obviously keep my eyes open what's happening around me, because obviously just about everybody in the section is going to have a pole up today, and they'll probably start on it as well. So, but I've got the pole there ready to go. I'm going to feed it with a couple of nuggets of groundbait, a bit of dead maggot and a bit of chopped worm. Just 2 little nuggets really, just to kick start it. And when I go on that, or if assuming I'm going to have to go on that, which I think is going to be the case, I'll just kind of just keep topping it up with nuggets and just try and keep plopping fish in the net. Martin Edis has drawn peg 44, which is on the end nearest the island, which is the peg that Richard had on day 1, and he got copped out. So we'll see what happens there. And Richard's over in the I don't know if it's mid to late 70s over on Shallybank. That was off the pace. That was the section I was in yesterday. I think the top weight down there was about 20 pounds. So he doesn't really fancy that, but he's going to give it everything. It's the last day of the competition. He's not in the running, to be fair, now, which is a bit unfortunate. So he's just going to do what he does, and it would be nice for him to have a big weight on the last day, win the Super Pool, something like that would be great, especially for him as well. So that's it. I'll show you the rigs down on the bank, and I'll see you down there. Kit, got two top kits. Like I say, it's borrowed kit. Normally I'd be using the Nemesis, but I haven't brought it. But everyone tells me I need a pole. I've got one top kit set up. They're up doubled up number 4 elastics, both of them. I've got one set up with a 4x16 rig at full depth, and that's just got a spread bulk of number 10 stots spread out below that. I've then got a 1 gram rig set up, and that is basically with an Olivet. a couple of droppers below that. That's obviously just to combat the tow and stuff. I'm going to kick off and kick a couple of balls in at 11 metres, only tiny small nuggets, just with a little Kinder type pot, and just build it up. And we'll start on the feeder off 15-20 minutes. I've got 3.3 metre Legend Slim setup, small cage feeder, 15 metres, and just see how it goes, just watch what happens around me, and that's it really. But if I've got to go on the pole, obviously there'll be a bit of bait already in there. Just going to do a nice little ground bait mix of some dead maggots, some chopped worm and some casters in there, and just try and build it up and fish for, you know, a couple of fish at a time. Carp are going to be a problem, we think. Carp don't count, as you know, and you know, I've got some spare hook lengths ready and stuff, if that's the case. But if that happens, it's just going to be a case of just trying to keep it cool really, just try and keep putting fish in the net really. So that's it, job to do. So yes, I'll check in with you in a little while. Super quick update for you. I don't know if you can hear me because of the wind. Bang on halfway. I'm catching steady. I'm catching skimmers steady on the tip. I haven't been on my pole. I'm feeding it. Mark turn on my left is catching really well on the pole, but the small fish might have definitely a better stamp, and I think I'm just keeping in front of him. Same with Spud Murphy too. I think I've just got to stick at what I'm doing. I'm still feeding the pole line in case, but like I say, I'm not getting loads of bites, but when I get them, they're a better stamp, and I think I'm just, certainly for a little while longer, I've just got to stick with my strength and stick on this feeder. So yeah, I'll see how it goes. It's turned into a bit of a fish race actually. They're catching fish quite quickly and I'm just trying to stay in front of them. So won't be probably any more updates now till the end of the match. So just going to get my head down and just catch every single fish that I possibly can. Right, well that's it. Time. It's been a long few days. Spud's just had a great big, it looked like a great big skimmer or a bream right in the death. I think it's going to be tight. He's caught all day. He's caught little small fish, but he's at it all day. So Mark Turner, he's had a cracking day. He's just got his head down and just caught roach and skimmers and hybrids as well. So hopefully the fish I've got are the standard and the weight enough to beat them. If not, I've no idea what anyone else has caught on the section. I haven't got a clue. Just hope it's enough. So yeah, I'm going to get some kit packed up and I'll walk down with the scales and just fingers crossed that it's enough.
That's it, yeah.
Right, that leaves me now with the main framers. Right, so for the record, we've got your top 10 worked out, and I'll tell you what they are now. In 10th place was Andy Bennett with a weight of 95 pounds 7, 16 points. Now, there was a few with him on 16 points, but he was the superior weight, so that's how it is. 9th was Simon Farmer with 85 pound dead, 15 points. 8th was Ian Morrison with 107 pound, 15 points weight. 7th on the day was Mark Turner with 82 pound 4, 14 points. In 6th place, winning Naffle with 90.15 and 14 points was Bully. Real shame.
Just out of interest, where did you come?
Nowhere, no matter that's it. Coming to a last or coming, it's one now. In 5th place, good lad, in 5th place with 93.15 and 12 points, picking up 150 quid, is Jeff Balance. Fished a good week, well done. In 4th place, picking up 300 quid with a weight of 96.6, decided by weight for his position with 12 points, Paul Cook. In 3rd place, picking up 500 quid with a weight of 82 pound 3 ounces and 11 points, Lee Picasso. Well done, mate. There's your trophy. Don't run off because I need some photographs. Okay? Alright, no problem. In 2nd place, with a weight of 96 pound 1 and 10 points, picking up 700 quid, is Spud Murphy. Okay, you can get it later, okay. And first overall, with a weight of 117 pound and 11 ounces and 7 points, clearly they've fished a brilliant week's fishing, good angler, nice bloke, Jamie Harrison.
Got a paper bag,
So, give him a round of applause again. First, second and